What's happening, Bulls? How are you? Happy holidays. Hope you've had a good break. If so, we've got some stuff to talk about. The crypto market is quiet, and this is when you need to pay attention. I know that you've heard it over and over again, but if you've been around for a little bit, I'm sure you could remember the times where the low volatility, the consolidation, when the blue bars on the gigabar indicator are occurring, when the price coils up, tightens, that is when the large explosions happen, and you always think in hindsight, oh, I wish I got in earlier. I wish I had, a long before the big move or a short before the big move. Well, I'm telling you right now, this is before the big move. Right now is before the big move. So if you want to put a trade on, if you want to, be involved in the market when the normies, the plebs, the plebes, the NPCs are out of the market, then hey, congratulations if you're watching this video, because the time is now. We'll go through a few things. What we're going to do is pretty standard behavior on our part. We'll go through a few bits of news together. We'll talk about a bit of that, cover where the market's at the moment, and then we'll go into the charts, because we know that's where the money's made. First of all, I want to have a laugh with you. So, if you've been in crypto for a bit, I'm sure that you remember Alex Becker. Alex Becker. You remember Alex Becker? Alex Becker. This fella. This fella? Alex Becker. He's got very good business content. His crypto content, not so much. I respect him, and he's funny. He's definitely funny, right? So, but he's also a broken record. Memes and alts are coming back. You're going to hate it, blah, blah, blah. If your bags are down, all it is just about alt season and gaming for the most part. Alt season, gaming. I can double Dutch ruddering with LEO trades, stuff like that. Alex Becker, okay? So he's full-time. He's just basically a full-time altcoiner as far as what you would think. By looking at his content. It's just basically all just talking about when the next alt season's covering that. So he spends a hell of a lot of time. So clearly he makes a lot of money and gets a lot of, smell his own farts when he's talking about shitcoins. But I just want to expose the reality of the situation when it comes to these people, okay? So Benjamin Cowan, he gets a lot of interest from being a mathematician. He says, investing should be boring. The idea that the only way to get rich is by buying penny stocks or altcoins is absurd. Bitcoin went up 8x this market cycle. That was an incredible return in only 3 years. So imagine if you put 100 grand on Bitcoin, you'd have 800 grand in 3 years, which is fantastic returns in the reality of things. It's never enough, but it's great. Now on this post, we've got a message from Alex Becker, where Alex Becker says, the side of me where 90% of my liquid net worth is in stocks and equities loves this. The 3% of my net worth in altcoins is seething with cope. Nick says, fuck cunt. Saying this when you told everyone to buy alts, you delinquent. Your entire online presence energy is geared towards 3% of your net worth. I call bullshit, even if true. What a fucking piece of shit you are. 3% only, okay, buddy. All right, so I just want to show whether this is true or not. It shows two things. It shows you can't believe what everyone else is saying, that it's going to be positioned differently to what they're actually telling you. And two, he's probably just lying about everything that he says. So he's probably lying about this as well. It might be more than 3%, but if it is 3%, it just shows how much of an impact. It might be 3% now. He might have just cut it all back to 3% after he realized how wrong he's been. And now he's just sort of like low key letting it out on someone else's post instead of his own. There's a lot going on here, but I just wanted, it gives me one of those moments where I'm just like, where's my face? Yeah, it's just like that, like, oh my God. These ones like, he's the biggest altcoin pusher in the whole of crypto. One of is just going and writing. He's got 3% of his net worth. There's just, so just reminder that everyone's just full of shit, basically. Whether he's lying or not, he's still full of shit. Again, great content. sometimes, especially for business stuff. Anyway, moving on. Breaking. Bitcoin breaks the 4-year cycle after 14 years. So the 4-year cycle just being a negative year on the fourth, a negative year on the fourth year, a negative year on the fourth year, a negative year closing a negative year on the third year. What that shows us is it's most likely was never really a 4-year cycle. Could have been coincidence, or could just be lining up with macro factors, the PMI cycles and stuff like that. The liquidity cycles could have just lined up with that every time. And it also shows that potentially the halving, almost definitely the halving had a lot more effect previous cycles than it does now. So things are changing, and just don't base your whole entire personality around 4-year cycles. That's my opinion. Next, we have something very interesting. Whale wallets holding over 1,000 Bitcoin have gone absolutely vertical. Probably something. Yes, it is something. Look at this shit. Whales and exchanges with over 1,000 Bitcoin cohort balance change. So you get that? Over a 30-day cycle. It has absolutely gone nuts. As in, never seen before. The balance of whales, the balance of Bitcoin held by whales that hold between 1,000 and 10,000 BTC was 600,000 in the space of a couple of days. Look, this chart goes all the way back to January 2012. Back to basically the inception of Bitcoin. It's never done this before. Crazy, man. Absolutely nuts. Breaking. Here's a good one. Oh, well, actually, I got more about that. So, I think it's here. Yeah, here you go. Yep. So just more other check on chain, very similar. Whales and exchanges, 1K BTC balance changed over a 30-day period. Again, you can see insane. So this is just backing up what I just showed you on different platforms. They're all basically getting the same information. This is zoomed in on a tighter time frame. It's insane. Absolute insanity. If you're not buying here as well, then I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Seems like Will Clement still at it. Seems like long-term Bitcoin holders are starting to become net buyers here for the first time in months. Long-term holders that have held for over 5 months, as deemed by Glassnode, they're starting to buy. It's green. So long-term holders are finished selling off at the top or capitulating, and they're starting to buy more again, expecting the prices to go back up in the 100Ks. Let's just quickly go back to where I was, and a good reminder of where we're at, especially in Australia. You don't really think like this, but there's a lot of tax loss harvesting that goes on at the end of the year. You're understanding how many traders and funds sell crypto every December just to harvest tax losses when the market is in a weak year. And you're underestimating how fast they buy back in January. Study January 2023. Tax loss harvesting, sell at losses to offset the gains. I can't say I haven't done that, a form of that myself. Wouldn't know how to do that. Apparently, it can be very valuable and to do that sort of shit. So look, there's no doubt that there was a lot of tax loss harvesting going on in America over the past months or 2 months. Another good thing that's happened for people that hold anything but cash, the Federal Reserve pumped $74.6 billion into the economy overnight, the largest ever liquidity injection since COVID. So we know that it takes about, I think it was 80 something days, wasn't it? 86 days for liquidity to reach most risk-on assets. Lags. So nearly 3 months. So expect a big February, March, undoubtedly. This is a little bit of fun if you haven't heard already. Where's the... Hang on 1 second. If I got 5 screens going now, I've gone for it's full steam ahead. Bullets.
And so the president is correcting that wrong, and he has officially ended the Biden administration's war on the cryptocurrency industry, and I think that's the message he sent with this pardon. Karen. And so the president is correcting that wrong, and he has officially ended the Biden administration's war on the cryptocurrency industry, and I think that's the message he sent with this pardon. Karen, yes.
I'm back on the...
And so the president is correcting that wrong.
Really interesting to just sort of take on board, in my opinion, is that you know how fucked everything was for crypto back when Biden was in, obviously, other than all the liquidity injections. Every second day, SEC, XRP, altcoins, securities, all that shit. We're not getting any of that anymore. So the runway's there, but we're missing narratives. There's no narratives in altcoins whatsoever. Altcoins have no narratives, no interest. You need liquidity and you need a narrative. That's pretty much all you need. Liquidity, narrative. Liquidity, narrative. Okay, we've got liquidity. There's no narrative. Like watch how fast. See how fast it happened with the silver. Retail's around. They can jump on it. Silver's gonna, probably have a pullback. There's money getting around for sure, but there's no narrative in crypto whatsoever. There's nothing to jump on. There's no exchange tokens pumping. There's no gaming, DeFi. That real world asset shit was a stretch. I mean, it's very useful and it will be big in the future, in my opinion. But there's nothing. There's nothing at all. All right, you need that new technology. You need the dream, the hopes, the dreams, the promises. You need the speculation. You need something that people don't understand. They're not sure what it's going to be worth. That's where things make the most money, because people can't comprehend you don't know how to price it. So that's where they reach terminal velocity and just get overpriced. And that's when you get these blow off tops and massive secular trends. We're just going to listen to something from Gainsy's, old Peanut Ed. He's a funny little dude. Good for him. I'm taking shots at too many people here, but fuck them, that's the Australian way. Come down under, can't.
Crypto Twitter, it's not just that crypto Twitter is dead. The entire timeline is dead. Everyone is broke, and there's a survivorship bias.
What's he got a bit of bag hanging out of his nostril? Zelensky style.
Bias of people that are either very mentally ill or very good at trading, but mostly very mentally ill. Especially if you've been in the space for the last, let's say, 4 years. I mean, if you were in for the last 4 or 5 years, you're looking at the DeFi top. So you would have gotten in at the DeFi top, and again, I'm gonna give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt and say that they did pretty well in the DeFi cycle. It was a somewhat easy cycle. You could have made it off of NFTs. You could have made it off of 3.3, OHM, Time, Wonderland. You could have made it off of Curve, Aave. You could have made it off of tailing 3AC. You could have made it off of just longing Ethereum. And by the way, Ethereum was it was the consensus long. So everybody piled into Ethereum and everybody was correct. The only people that didn't make it in 2021 are the people that either got over leveraged on perpetuals or they got way too into NFTs, and there was also a lot of garbage NFTs like with memes. So you could have gone broke like one of two ways.
Or me, and full circled most of the money. Up heaps, held down heaps. We live, we learn. We live and we.
But anyway, the point of it was 2017 was an easy year where we all went broke. 2021, smarter people kind of made it, didn't go broke. People that didn't make it in 2017 might have made it for the first time. And then you reach this point of FTX goes down, Luna goes down. Everybody has a horrendous 2022, bear market 2023. So you're looking at 2 years in a row of nobody made money. Here's where it gets curious. 2024 and 2025, the last bull run, bro, it was not a good bull run. A whole lot of people got fucked over. A whole lot of people made no money. And you want to talk about mental sanity. When somebody gets into crypto, they get in to make it. It's not like you're day trading TradFi or commodities, gold, silver, whatever. People that day trade stocks, they don't expect to make it in 1 or 2 years. Sure, they would love to hit a home run, but it's not the same amount of delusion as you would have in crypto. In crypto, you look at your predecessors and they made it in a single cycle. So hypothetically speaking, you get in and you're thinking, I'm going to run this 4-year cycle and I'm going to make it. And people will tell you, don't base your personality around money. But bro, how the fuck do you not? How do you pretend like you're in the space for anything other than money? And if you look at a 4-year window where not only did you not do well, you did really poorly, you became super unhealthy.
I just got to say there, I obviously am in the space for money, but at the same time, I fucking love this shit, man. The best blend of tech, gambling, prediction markets, again, cutting edge, forefront tech. Fuck the new finance. Fuck the banks. New financial market. Oh man, I think there's nothing better in the world than crypto. Truly nothing better in the world than crypto. So I think it's quite easy to be. I mean, he looks like Greek or something. So obviously he's just in it purely for the dosh. But he looks like a born gambler, a Greek gambler. But I think there's plenty of reasons for crypto to interest you, more than just a quick buck. It's the best type of gambling there is, in my opinion, by far. It's so fun and so exciting, and that's what Benjamin Cowan was saying. Investing should be boring, right? So if you want to invest, as I always say, the difference between trading and investing and speculating, basically. So some can argue that speculating and trading, same thing, but I argue that they're different. So investing is boring. Investing is buying $100 of Bitcoin every week. Investing is trying to long-term hold Cardano, buying it at a bottom or some shit. That's investing. Believing in it, not phased by the downturns, with a long-term vision. Trading, there are plenty of forms of trading. Trading is having a basis, having a strategy, executing the strategy, doing all the work, and then executing it on different time frames, different types of trading, day trading, swing trading, all that sort of stuff. Trading is in and out, asset only, barely using any fundamentals, if any, technical analysis mainly. Speculating, on the other hand, / gambling in a way, but this is where they argue that there's a difference. Speculating, in my form of the word, would be, for example, on these narratives that I'm talking about. So, what's a fucking some coin? I'm speculating on. Let's just say, what's a good example? If you remember that TIA coin, so there was new blockchain technology on that TIA coin. I knew that nobody's going to understand what it is. Nobody's going to be able to price it, like I was talking about. I'm speculating that the masses are going to chase this narrative, not understanding it. So I'm going to try and jump in on that trend. I'm speculating that the price is going to increase purely on a narrative basis and adoption of the hype of a coin. That's what I think speculating is. A little bit different. So more of not a fundamental investment, not something where you see it and you think it's going to be, but speculating where you see it and you think other people are just going to buy it, therefore pushing the price up. That's my interpretation of speculation. So very different.
Made no money, obviously, in the bear. You got rinsed in the bear. Then you moved on to the bull run. You fucked up the bull run and you missed the transition of the bull run to the bear run. And over the last 4 years, you accomplished fuck all nothing, ruined your health, ruined your net worth, ruined everything. And now we're all looking at 2026 the same exact way that we looked at 2025. We literally thought 2025 was our year. Unironically, rewind the clock 1 year ago, we thought this was our fucking year, and look what happened. We got fucking demolished. But now we're running the same exact playbook for 2026, and can you blame us? What the fuck else do we have? We ruined our lives for the last 4 years, and I'm especially talking to the people over 30. If you're in your 20s, whatever, you still have time, you're fine. But the level of mental illness of people in their 30s who didn't make it and were around for the last 4 years, holy fuck. And I mean, a whole lot of them crashed out. A whole lot of them, they're not on Twitter anymore. They're probably memory hold. There were people that could have been, around since 2017. But the weird thing about this space is you just forget about these people when they leave. Somehow you just forget that they exist.
Well, in my 30s, crashing out, never leaving. Never fucking leaving. What's next? Here we go. And yeah, this is literally, again, everything. It's work out what you're going to do. Is it technical based trading? Is it speculation? You can see a trend forming and a narrative forming. You think that you're going to sell it to the greater fool. Or investing, you've got a plan on an asset that you believe in long term, and then you're executing that, be it dollar cost averaging or whatever. So deciding on that shit first, definitely the first step to anything. I don't know what I was doing with Martini fella. We'll just skip him. Long-term holders have stopped selling for the first time since July. So again, this is same sort of shit as before. So just talk about briefly some price action that we've been encountering recently. There's been some very, very painful. We've had a Bitcoin long on pretty much this whole time. I'll show you it now in the blockchain bulls. Where are we? No, here. Yep, so you can see we entered, the average entry was this green line, risked 400, so it's doubled the money, doubled the risk at the moment. Survived. I've been moving the stop loss a little bit around, but basically survived by a B stick. It's nice to have one of those liquidity hunts in our favor for once. This is currently where the price is at the minute, but you can see this very painful price action, especially punishing the shorters. So just bang, 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 destroying all the shorters and coming straight back down to the mean. It's very easy to do this on low liquidity holiday times. Anyone can do it, basically. Bots, usually the market makers, the exchanges are running it, just seeing liquidation clusters, and they'll just blitz them. Just take everyone's money and make heaps of fucking money off it. So don't use high leverage in low volume, low liquidity conditions, especially not on holidays. Never trade on holidays. That's one of my rules as well. Never put on, especially big trades, on holidays, because it'll disconnect you from enjoying your family time. Yeah, don't do that shit. I've done it too many times back in the day, and it never goes well. It never goes well. You're disconnected from the moment that you're in, that you're sharing on your special time. Don't do that shit. No trading on holidays, man. Yeah, so anyway, and yeah, watch out for this shit. No high leverage on low liquidity. All right, let's have a little look. So moving to the charts now. Simply put, the funding rate's starting to turn red. So we've got a, where are we here? Hold on. Funding rate. Let me bring this down. So this is my little funding rate cheat sheet that I made over many years of studying the funding rate. So we've got, hang on, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. 4 hours do. All right, so we've got, what have we got here? Okay, so we've got, you have to agree with me on this, we've got higher lows. Now, relatively higher highs. We are uptrending. This is going up, so it's an uptrend. All right, it's an uptrend. So it's an uptrending asset. I know overall it was downtrending, but it's an uptrending asset. Hang on. See if we can have this, minimize this a little bit. So it's an uptrending asset. So uptrending asset. Green or funding rate is red now, but it was basically green going down, price going up. So uptrending asset, green funding rate going down, price going up. Bullish. Spot is strong, pulling away from leverage longers. That's definitely what's happening now. This is all spot buying, and it's pulling away from the leverage longing, pulling away from the mark price on the perpetual contracts on average, especially on Bybit and a few others. All right, so this is very bullish and exactly what you want to see if you're long like us when it comes to the funding rate. This is dropping off a cliff. This is spot buying. Great news. All right, here's something else that I drew up on that longing that on that long that I was talking about. We have a system. It's my brother and I manage that trade account. I do the directions and the entries, and he does the risk management and the stop losses and the take profits, right? So I pretty much just whip up this G box for him like this. It's a range, clearly, and back here I drew these when we were starting to work on it, entering the trade. Sorry, music's a bit loud. Started on entering the trade. I just draw a little speculation for him. I'm like, oh yeah, bottoms here, bottoms here, bottoms here, and then I just lay out the G box, let him run with it. So it's looking pretty good right now. I'd say this one was the winner. We drew this, we drew this a little while ago. I'm seeing bare minimum, just another run to the tops of these ranges, so 93k. Or we're coming up to take out some of this liquidity on these breakdown candles, maybe at least this big candle here. This is a daily chart, so could see 99k getting hit. What's going on with this Bitcoin price is, well, a higher low so far. A higher low is being put in. People see it coming down to these prices and think, yeah, I'll take that. But what you also see is blue bars. So really low volatility on most time frames. 2-day chart, blue bars. 3-day chart, blue bars. 5-day chart, not yet. So up to 3 days. So 3-day blue bars is a big move. You've seen 3-day blue bars, boom. 3-day blue bars, boom. It happens. It doesn't happen. This is September 2023, so it's very rare when you get such blue bars. 3-day blue bars. Look, 3-day blue bars, boom. 3-day blue bars, boom. That was a big dump. It doesn't look like it from here, but that's a big dump, man. That was, from the highs of the range, 20%. And again here, so boom. More higher the time frame, the bigger the move typically, but even just the fact that is there any on the weekly? What's the weekly doing? No. So yeah, weekly blue bars mean massive move, and look, that was that huge dump. So consolidation, contraction, expansion follows contraction. So what we've got here are blue bars. Let's just say on the daily chart we've got blue bars. It's coming from a low. All right, so it's not blue barring like there. It's not blue barring after it's made a high, because if it's blue barring after it's making a high, then it's easy for it to come back down to the bottom of the range there. It's blue barring from a low. This is a low coming down. It's blue barring on a low. So the percentage chance of this going up first, it can go down more, but the percentage chance of it at least coming up first before it goes down and making a head fake is huge, like 70-80%. Otherwise it just goes like this. But it's already started the expansion up. So whether it goes up first, makes a head fake to get all liquidity, take all the stops, and then go down further to this, holy grail 65k that everyone's talking about. But the head fake's already started. So the head fake can stop whenever it wants, and then it comes back down. Or this is literally the bottom. All right, but what typically usually happens, it's not going to, in most cases, is it goes up before it goes down, all right, or it goes down before it goes up. All right, so it's already started going up. So this blue bar is beginning to expand. Look, See that? Starting to come up. Volatility has begun. The move is beginning, friends. Okay, you got a double bottom, a bare minimum, a head fake, and then lower, or just fucking straight up. Bullets. One of these two things is happening, but the chances are, well, it's already started. Okay, so it can turn it, but the caveat is that it can turn around anytime, really, if it's super bearish or if the stock market crashes or anything happens. But it's already begun. The move up has begun, and we're long. Now, the interesting part about this is that all the altcoins are blue barring as well. Big shit. Oh, that looks like a really good entry too. And look at this, we drew this fucking ages ago. So, you know, we'll leave them where they lie. But, again, all these altcoins, I'm getting so many alerts. Blue bars, huge blue bars, all on 12-hour candles. Massive, massive blue bars. So, big moves coming. These all just look like bottoms to me. Look at that. Like, gave you the whole Christmas period to load up. These are going, if they go down, they go down further, but I'm just saying they're fucking going up before they go down. And maybe, this is Sui here, maybe, just maybe, it only goes to the top of the range where it's at now before it goes down lower. That's very possible. But it's a big time frame blue bar. Blue barring on the daily. Yep, blue barring on the daily. Expansion's begun. Big move. Altcoins. This is one of those silent pumps, man. I wonder how Raoul Pal's going. How's Raoul Pal going? It's down fucking 70%. Fuck him. Fuck him. They're all the same, right? So now's the time to long. If you can get a quick sharp pullback, or if you want, you always talk about wanting to jump on these, these uptrends. Look, does that look like that? Does that look like that? To me, fucking oath it does. That looks like that. And how's this knot? We did this a long time ago. It comes down, soaks up this knot, fucking boosts. Alright, so I'm bullish until some serious highs are taken, and then I'll start considering bearish. Like if we come out and just take that high, take this high out here, or take this high out here at least, bare minimum, and then we can start considering being bearish. Let's have a look at some of the other markets, and then we'll pack her up. The stock market looks a bit toppy, but it's still climbing. It's still in this trend. I can't believe it. Come see if it soaks up some more liquidity, or if it just keeps grinding up. It's crazy. It looks toppy, but at the same time, you've got to respect the pump and respect the trend. So higher highs, higher lows. All of a sudden there's a green candle and you're wrong for calling a top. The dollar, ranging. Still ranging. So you don't want this to pump. Below here helps crypto pump. Above here, risk assets get wrecked. So just hoping that the dollar just keeps staying, but it could easily put a bottom in here. I was just looking at Hyperliquid. Like, I've still got a little bit of crush on it because it actually makes money. But that's fucking rough going. It's so funny. Like, we drew this knot here where we thought the price would stop and bottom. We drew this all the way back here up the top, expecting, and when it's up the top, when Hype's trading at $50 a coin, you're like, there's no way it's coming back down to 23, but it fucking nearly always does. 9 out of 10 times we're drawing a knot, the price will eventually reach that knot. Not much to go on the altcoins and gold. Wow, fuck, didn't we nail that? What do you say here? Bull trap. I think gold comes down, and it just range now, in my opinion. Just stay within this shit. Just live there for a bit, around the 4K mark. All right, friends. Thanks for watching. If you did, I'll see you again in the coming days. And let me know if you got any questions. Put in the comments, and I shall respond. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.